We got to take the Turner going, baby. Go, see, there you go. That's how you change it up, Squeaks. Drake won that whole thing, so they can play the song all the they want to. I was happy with my that was biting a little bit. South Carolina broke me down, cuz. That turned me into a slave and everything out there, cuz. I guess so. You eating chitlins in the morning and I see that.
People expect
Crooked glasses?
No, they expect.
You love the game, don't you? You like the podcast, don't you? Folks at 9 in the morning. They put a hot and sauce on a bucket of chitlins.
She had 4 bowls, I had 5 bowls.
Biting me, that bitch was a little too strong. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is E2E Today. I'm the Commish. You can call me Ant. I'm here with E2E Squeeks.
Hey guys.
How you doing, Squeeks? We have a lot to unpack today, okay?
I'm glad you home.
Cue the damn music.
Watch us work. Watch us work. Watch us work. Watch us work.
The E2E family, the best of them. Just watch us work, we excel in the excellence. 80s on top when they checking in. Work hard all day, so back doors for the heck of it. Gotta work hard, it's a process of betterment. If you got dreams, E2E good for helping it. Play the next lethal, I'm back in my element. Felt in my Rob, he a champ for a veteran. Watch to the bet, it's next season for big. We gotta have fun for one reason, the kids. Grinding for goals on the reason they're in. What a day.
So, we went to the National. Mm-hmm. We missed you, Squeak. Definitely missed you. But, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't have been out there.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's not a difference in the heat levels.
I don't know.
Coming back home.
It's a different heat. I was talking funny. Everything. I was saying mousel and all. Stuff started changing when you cross a certain line of heat and all that. Stuff started changing. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you. It felt like
And
you walk
got
outside.
darker.
Look. I advise anybody not to go to Spartanburg, South Carolina. All right? Unless you running from the feds.
They won't find you.
If you're running from the feds, they won't find you. All right? I tried to get a leave. 9 o'clock. Walgreens, CVS, everything was closed.
That sounds like my kind of town.
Everything was squeezed. You gonna die between 9 and 8 because you got a headache?
I'll be in the bed between 9 and 8.
Yeah, everything's short. Everything's short out there. But yeah, it won't the experience that I expected this year. Definitely. Mm-hmm. We did come out there with some hardware, but we'll talk about that. We're gonna get to that. This is the recap of how I felt in the opinions. And like I said, I know you weren't there, but I was always phoning in on you and letting you know that
and they
we got
were
some
keeping
things
me
to talk
updated
about.
on Facebook as well.
I'm sure.
I need to hear it from somebody that was actually.
I'm sure. And again, I hate to
in
put
the trenches.
I hate to put the disclaimer on it, but I would have to say again, this isn't our tournament. We are just abiding by what the AAU says we have to do as a league, right? We have to deal with these people as a league. We own the charter here in Virginia. But the AAU they're gonna have to know. They're gonna have to deal with whatever. We're gonna have to do whatever we have to do to support our teams and make sure. Because again, I mean, I felt bad in a lot of situations, and it really ain't our fault. But a lot of times, because we take our champions to these things, a lot of times, and I get it. A lot of these parents, they feel like, hey, that's the league you in. That's what they do. Nah, it's not what we do. But I get it, because a lot of parents are misinformed and they don't understand. So
and
I
then
understand.
it's one thing too when you have a league that travels to the Nationals with them. So
right.
We're hands on.
Right, and I think sometimes make it like our crutch, because we are so hands on. So when something goes wrong, hey, you know.
We gonna
they
put up a fight
for you all the
but
time. Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's their tournament, their rules.
Yeah.
So how the fuck perfect?
All right, yeah. So, from what I'm hearing, ain't nobody trying to go back down there. I can tell you that now.
Okay.
All right, so what? Let's start with the AU.
Okay. Look.
Rich
AU.
Rogers and them Chocolate Road Runners, shout out.
Shout out to them. They went through it, and at the time, they didn't complain. They were there on time when they were supposed to. They did everything by the book like it was supposed to be done. But let me tell you, those numbers we did last week on our last week podcast was totally off.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
AU was supposed to have 8 teams.
How many?
They had 3. Okay?
So how did the play-in games work? Did they play each other?
Well, Squeeks, it's hard to play play-in games and pool play when you got 3 teams. But you come out there, you know how to sacrifice your money to come out there, so you come out there and you make it work.
Yeah,
all right?
make it work.
So he comes out there, he plays his game. They tell him to come back, or they ask him to come back because another team had to check in. Okay? But yet he told all of them they had to check in earlier. That's why he added an extra day to his time. So it was just messed up from the beginning.
Yeah, he called me on the way down because he was running behind and he didn't want to miss check-in.
Right. Yeah, you got
And when I
people
was trying
checking
to
in.
reach somebody down there to get him an appointment slot slid in,
Right. Once again,
kind of got the runaround.
once again, E2E is going by this book, this code, this book.
And they could have told him, take your time.
They could have just said, take your time, bro, because we ain't got but 2 of them out here anyway. All right? So he was kind of behind the 8 ball. So he takes his kids back home, back to the Airbnb. They get in the pool or whatever, and they play their first game. The game they played first, it was a tough game. All right? Again, when you come into the field and you're leaving the field, you're taking your kids in the pool, you get them to do everything just so you and your parents can feel like they're accomplishing anything for the money they're spending. Excuse me, for the money they're spending. Then you got to get back in football mode. And I just don't think they were able to get back in football mode. Now, this team they were playing was the NGC.
Them Giants?
NCG,
The
North Carolina Giants, which was a big theme out there, it seems like. A little home loving.
Of course.
Again, that's what we saw a lot, and we'll talk about that later. But to make a long story short, when it comes to the AAU, our people did what they were supposed to do. When it came to the championship, we were just a little outgunned, and that's my opinion. You know what I mean? We're a little outgunned. That team, you could tell, had been together. Just how they, I don't know if you can understand this, almost kind of how their feet move, how they look at stuff, how they make cuts, and do a little things. They was a little outnumbered. They're a little bigger. But Rich Rogers and them play with all the heart in the world. They never quit. His son, if he keeps developing like he will, I think his son will be somebody on the scene that we should look out for, maybe later
I
on.
believe that too.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I think it was a learning experience, at least for that age group, because, again, it was hot as, oh my God.
And plus, all season, he really cruised through.
Yeah.
So he really didn't see that level of competition.
Right. Shouts out to Rich Rogers and Chocolate for even actually going down there, for even dealing with E2E on the spring. I know that was the first time for those guys, and to make it to the championship. And you are AAU state champions,
Right.
okay?
Right.
Virginia state champions. So it's nothing to hang your head about on that situation.
All right. What was the? We didn't send any team.
We didn't see no tenure, but I got to shout out Hoover. I do got to shout out Hoover. Hoover went down there. They went ahead and just took a bid to go down there through AAU. They did excellent down there for an org that came together this year. They did excellent down there and made it to the championship.
Great job, Hova.
I don't know how many games they played and stuff like that because I was kind of tied into the games we took out there and the support we give to those guys. But they made it to the championship, and I watched their game on the live stream Thursday morning, and they was in the games again. They played. I think it was I think it was a North Carolina. I think it was the same North Carolina Giants. But they had a couple backs. They had a back that was, he busted one for like 40, another one for like 45, and he had a little vision on him. So they was a little more advanced to me. But hey, that's a great season for Hoover. I mean, who knew a Hoover last year? True. Last spring.
That's true.
Not one. We didn't even know of a Hoover. So in that situation, they did a hell of a good job this spring. I wish now. Let me get back to business. I wish one of our 10Us,
Chargers.
The Chargers, definitely Chargers, or the Metro Rams. Now, I don't wish the jankiness. You know what I mean? I don't wish all that BS, but I do wish that we would have had one of the mentions because I believe they would have been in the mix and all that kind of stuff.
Definitely. And how about the 12U?
No.
I know we got to see the Vikings and Goats matchup.
That Vikings and Goats matchup, man, is really, really tough because they both come from our league, right? Yeah. And I'm out there fighting for it because it seems like these guys always put our teams on the same side of the bracket.
Same side of the bracket.
So we have to eliminate our own teams before we go, right? Mike Atkinson, again, took the bid. He didn't make it through one or two.
I think at this point in his life, I think he just has an automatic bid to every national.
Well, in a sense,
he's been to every one of our nationals, from California to Florida.
He has, but this one actually counted. He's like, man, look, our blood, and I quote, man, I'm just gonna do Summer Shine next year.
You might not have to, Mike. You might not have to.
You know what I mean? I talked to Mike at the field. All right. I'm here with Mike Atkinson, head coach of the 12U Ashland Vikings. Mike, got a tough one today, buddy. It's the first time you ain't been in the ship in a long time, right? How you feeling about this experience and your games and stuff out here?
As far as the experience for the kids, I mean, great experience. As far as the tournament, could have been ran well better. I mean, this is my 7th one, and by far the worst. I like the fact that, I mean, don't get me wrong, 804 is representing the championship tomorrow, but besides that, it could have been ran way better. But congrats to the 12U Goats. They put it on. But we could have played this at home, but hey, we played it here much better. So,
first, man, I want to say I agree when it comes to organization and when it comes to the way things put together. It has, to me, my opinion, it has been progressively worse. And in some ways, I kind of try to find a common denominator, and I'll get to that more on another podcast. But it's a common denominator because, to me, fall is a whole lot different than the spring.
Right.
And we have a few common denominators that go, and again, that's a conversation we can all have. But in that situation, I'm glad the kids had an experience that they might not have. And that kind of, sometimes, that can overshadow what's going on. But, Mike, again, you know, I talk to you all the time, right? Well, I'm glad, again, I say this to you before, I say it again. You might not always believe it, but I'm glad to have you with E2E. I'm glad that you support the things we do, and you never know, man. You might be at home next year doing the same thing.
I hope so.
I appreciate you, Mike.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, you.
But, so, in that situation, we got 2 of our 12Us, all right? They didn't see each other in the regular season.
Right.
So we knew that. We knew it was going to be a tough matchup. He got clipped in the semis against the Bulldogs. So we never saw that matchup between the Goats and the Vikings. So to me, they had it. I think they more wanted. I don't know.
Did he change up his gameplay or something? Like I felt like that game should have been more competitive. Like, what happened, Mike? Serious.
Well, look. I mean,
all respect to the GOATs, but that game shouldn't have been.
Well, look, I'm going to tell you what, and this might have been the situation, and let me tell you this. We had a kid from the GOATs. He broke his elbow and he separated his elbow. What's it? I think I gave you. What was his complete name? Because I know him as Ra-Ra. Huh?
Rodre Neblett.
Rodre Neblett. Let me tell you about this little guy. All right? He could have made $1 million that day motivational speaking. And I mean it. Like, literally. He took that injury in stride. When I tell you he took it in stride, he took that injury in stride. And it, of course, I'm a little older, okay? So it brought me to using my towel. Something was in my throat, if you know what I mean. So I want to shout that guy out because he took it in stride. He came out the next week. Some of the stuff he was saying was he loved football. He made sure both the teams came out to the field before he got in the ambulance because he did have to go in the ambulance. I did see on social media where his mom said he went to his normal ortho. He did break a bone in his elbow and the separation, but he will heal 100%. So that's a big thing. But I want to shout out Ra-Ra. I want to shout out his parents and for that situation because, again, he motivated a lot of people. Not only his team, he probably motivated referee, the damn rescue squad people to do something better today. Because that kid, I mean, when he was saying how much he loved football, man, was breaking people down. He asked me, did I love the podcast? He said, Ed, do you love the podcast? I said, yes, I do. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm trying to tell you. Shout out to the mom that went with him because his mother wasn't there. Not because of, again, he with the team. So shout out to the team, mom. I don't remember her name. If you're watching, put your name in the comments. You know what I mean? But shouts out to them because, again, it was all love at that moment. And he motivated his team, I believe. Now, after that, it was down to football, and I think they played it like they were playing in Richmond because there was a lot of penalties. There was a lot of stuff going on. And I think a better controlled environment, you feel what I'm saying, would have had a better game. But as we're gonna see, as we're talking about these games,
from the videos, it was just open field where the sideline control or there.
They had a red line around the field.
Oh.
But when you got 5 people in the whole complex that has any type of authority, and like you riding people around to check sideline access, we got dads, moms, and everything basically standing on sidelines coaching their kids.
So you don't know who's a coach and who's a daddy.
Right, and that's not our stuff. And I'm not gonna go out there and play sideline protector or whatever. We're not. Again, we're doing this because that's what AAU says is your national for the spring. We're not doing this because we're part of the action. We get part of the money, anything like that. I believe we have an opportunity, at a later date to actually think about, because again, our teams deserve better, and we just need to do a lot better. But that's the conversation for another day. 12U, when they had to play each other, it was a big. They won by a lot.
The GOATs came out on top. Did that put them in the championship?
That put the GOATs in the championship.
Man, after all the stuff that went on the field, right? I'm sitting here with one of the stars from the GOATs, Dante Hall Jr. I call him Lil Jones. How you doing, Joe? I'm glad to have you on the show, man. I see you made some big plays today on this during this game, man. How you feel about going to the next round? You confident?
Yeah, I'm confident. First time we played, then we weren't mentally prepared, wasn't ready to play, and those sides was going to make us scared.
Okay. Well, look, as long as you got your head on straight, I wouldn't worry too much because now this game is over. Yeah. And so you got to focus on the next game, right?
So I know your coaches. I know your coaches getting it together. And I feel like, because especially, I'm always right with 804. Now y'all to the next level, probably going to face probably the Giants, a team that y'all already lost to. You already told me you're confident that you're going to win. So I'm waiting to look and see you guys do the same thing you've done every week. You think you could do that?
Yes, sir.
You confident in your coaches and your players? All right, well, that's good. Well, look, I'm going to tell you what. You win, I had you back on here to talk about how you won the game, all right? So I appreciate you coming to the show, right? And hopefully, I'll talk to you again after a win. All right, Jim? I appreciate you, my man. Thank you. That put the goal to the championship.
And how did the championship go?
You gonna ask me that question?
I am. I wasn't there.
You ain't seen the pictures? You ain't seen the pictures?
I was just wondering, because I thought that team had won T-shirts.
Oh, you thought it was a celebration when
Yeah,
you watched
I thought it was.
when you saw the picture. You thought it was after the fact. You thought they won the Rose Bowl. And they was wearing Rose Bowl T-shirts.
Yes, I thought it was over.
Well, the lights thought it was over during the game, too. We were playing it got them 10 o'clock at night. But,
Listen. What time was that game supposed to be scheduled?
Look, originally, it was supposed to be scheduled like 2 or 3.
In
right?
the afternoon?
In the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
They called everybody and tell them, look, that game ain't even going off till 4. I thought it was because of the heat. No, it wasn't because of the heat. It's because, first of all, the very first game was supposed to start at 8. It didn't start till 9:45. You're trying to do these age groups that nobody has. You're trying to do ours. We had a team come out there, and I'm going to talk about this. We had a team come out there.
Oh.
We didn't have a team, but a team we know. We had a team come out there, don't have no games, had to get in another age group just because they out there all goddamn week.
Yeah, that was messed up.
Man, get them people their money back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cheesy breezy. So they put them in another age group. So we get to the game. Our people come like they again. We outline it for them. They need to do this. You supposed to have numbered jerseys, right?
It's too hot to be outside all that time before you scheduled to play.
Right. So again, I thought it was because of heat. So when they say 4 o'clock, right? They had Rich out there way before 4. They had Rich. No. Yeah, they had Rich out there at 4, I think. No, Rich played earlier that day. I can't really remember. I know it was hot as hell when Rich played too. But the Goats, when they played, it was 4 o'clock. It was supposed to be 4. Mm-hmm. I'm sure we was behind. I don't know the exact time it started, but I'm sure we was behind.
Okay, so how did 4 o'clock turn to 10 o'clock?
Because they were behind. All day.
They should have just ended the day and say we pick up tomorrow.
Whoa. That takes some money. And money ain't coming out of nobody's pockets out there.
Oh.
Whoa. If that's the case, they would have made the tournament from what's the name to Friday. But again, look.
They should have put that
As much participation, the amount of teams that was out there, man, that tournament could have been over Wednesday, man.
Right.
Tell people
so
it's a 2-day
like
tournament.
They prolonged it.
Well, you had to, because now you done spent the bread.
Yeah.
And again, I ain't looking at their books. I don't know for sure, but look, this is how I feel. This is my opinion on it. But it's a little common sense here, too. They were short. Look, the head coach was like the field personnel out there. The head coach of the team in Boiling Springs. Boiling. It It meant his name. It was just like his name, boiling out there.
The head coach of the team that the Goats played against?
No, the head coach of the high school that we played the championship at.
Okay.
He was out there, right? So he knew everything was going on. He had the lights and all that on his phone. He had already said when we talked to him, like, look, I was out here at 6 o'clock. I already knew when games ain't go off till 9:45, and you're doing 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
12 and 14.
12.
14.
It was originally 13, but they jacked the guy and let him come all the way down here, get a week worth of rooms, and ain't got nobody there. It's a and look.
I hope they refunded those folks.
Yeah, they refunded them. They gave them the rings that they was gonna give any team that won the 13U. People wanted to play games in their age group that they paid for. But instead of just saying, look, we're gonna put you in whatever you want to play, we're gonna give you these rings and we're gonna give you your registration back, right? People told them people they can get a couple free hot dogs if they come to the championship. Since y'all here all week, get you some ranch wings at Walmart. And we'll feed you some Big Willie chili. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to order a Big Willie glizzy with chili. Yeah, I'm gonna feed you. And don't get it twisted, man. Nothing against them, man. But again, man, what's wrong? What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong.
You gotta do better than that.
Exactly, man.
If you put it on a product, you gotta.
Well, at the same time, I tell them, and also, we have to fight those battles when we get home about that type stuff. We have to be the ones to tell people constantly, this ain't us. We're just doing what we're supposed to be contracted to do.
Right.
But at the same time, man, some of the stuff you got to be able to do and just sacrifice a little bit of bread sometimes. That's the give and take. You're going to throw stuff. You're going to do things, and sometimes everybody ain't going to be on board with it. So you either got to know how to, what's the old saying? I used to say this all the time, bro, we got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Everybody already know that. You got to know, hey, look, man, it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks out. We got 2 people signed up. Cancel this bitch.
Yeah, you gotta contact the folks. 'Cause
come on, man.
I can tell you now.
This ain't right around the corner.
Yeah.
This ain't right around the corner. You know?
Yeah.
So
okay. So back to the Ghost game. Back to the Ghost game. The championship. At some point, the lights get cut off. How did that happen?
Well, lights are on a timer, right?
Right.
Lights on a timer. We were out there. Look, Squeak. Look, man, I'm the commissioner of the league. This is the longest I've ever been at a youth football game.
What time did the lights go out?
10 o'clock. Which most lights in most fields go off at 10 o'clock.
Of course.
Now, we're standing with the coach that has the access on his phone. He's saying it keeps kicking me out because the timer cuts off at 10. So it keeps kicking him out. He had to call the AD. AD probably like, what the hell?
I'm in bed, bro.
Right. You know, again, very unorganized, poorly ran. Now, game-wise.
So I know one thing about our refs and Bland, Ron Lee, all them. When we get behind in one game, they gonna do whatever they need to do to catch us up.
Right.
In the next game. These referees ain't.
Well, how they gonna do that when they can't see a
Never mind, forget it. Never mind.
How they gonna do that when they can't see the main number?
Never mind.
See, Squeak, listen. They came there with the Rydell practice janks. I'm talking about, I saw, it's like the translucent janks.
Yeah.
It just looked like a net over their pads.
Yeah.
right? They came there. Supposedly, they told them after, because we remember we played that team in the pool play, and we lost. Again, we're fighting. We're like, bruh, how do they come? AAU rules, you gotta have a name and a number, or just a number. Not a name and a number, but just a number. Oh, they getting jerseys. Well, she said, so they said, we told them that before they come to the championship, they gotta have numbers on their jerseys. They gotta have numbered jerseys.
So did they say wear their original jersey that they've been wearing all season?
I found it out later. They said they left them. But they from North Carolina. We was in South Carolina.
Somebody could have ran home.
Exactly.
Real
You know what
quick and picked up the jersey.
You know what I get, and it's just my opinion. You know what I so I do what the hell I want to do.
Yeah.
You want my money, but do what the hell I want to do. And see, because you do want his money and don't mind passing off for his money, you tell him
you allowed
it's all good. That's what it sounds like to me.
We don't know if they picked up a little Johnny from whoever else team and here, wear this. This looks like your size.
They should have never been able to check in from Jump Street. Then they should have, and then if you really did, tell them people that they had to have jerseys before the championship, they should have never been able to check in then. But you're still worried about the conflict when somebody say, I paid to be here. That's what I think. You still shouldn't have did it. That should have been a forfeit. That should have been one of them get some bump games. Yeah. But see, supposedly, these guys are number 6. By what, they're number 6 in the nation. I don't know by what publication.
Whose standards?
Somebody in somebody's mama basement. They giving these rankings that only the people that's concerned about it worry about. I never seen a ranking get no kid a scholarship.
And that's my thing.
I've never, quick, you hear what I'm saying? Let me read you. I've never seen a kid get a scholarship, and I'm gonna have some guests on here that's gonna tell you the same thing I'm saying now to prove my point. I've never seen a recruiter say, I gave a kid an offer or a real scholarship because he was on the number 11 team in the nation in youth football. I've never seen it. Yeah. And guys, if you know it didn't happen, put it in the comments and let me know. Okay? And I have no mind biting the bullet, but I've never seen it. And I know some recruiters that'll tell you, college recruiters that'll tell you, it's never happened. They don't care. Anyway.
Yeah, back to these folks' jerseys. Okay, so at some point during the live, I saw that they had something on their jerseys.
Yeah.
How did they get those numbers?
Okay, so referee on the sideline on our side said, I can't do this. Because they were putting tape on them first. Duct tape, white duct tape, and everybody that been in no white duct tape don't stick like black duct tape. Anyway, and that's just a proven fact. They're putting duct tape on it. Numbers is falling off and it's white tape all over the field.
Yeah, and then the material of them jerseys anyway.
Right, they're practice jerseys.
Yeah, it's not
right. The 80s style joints too, though. The 80s style joints, they're really practice jerseys. They stopped their dicks and bought a box of them before they got to the field type thing. One size fit all. They had the big sleeves on it. Yeah. So they put on, after that didn't work, they allowed this. Now again, all this is going on during the game.
This is during the championship?
This is during the championship. After they let them put tape and the tape didn't work, they put on those shirts, the complimentary shirts that come with a cup because you showed up. You know the ones you're talking about.
They were like dresses.
I mean, when you got a box, you just throw them a box and throw these on. And then it was writing the numbers this big on that joint,
that might have been to the other 13U team that didn't show up. That might have been their box.
That might have been their box. Or they had a lot of the T-shirts. So they put on the T-shirts. Again, this is during the game. Halftime, they come back out. They ain't got no T-shirts.
Where the T-shirts went?
Oh,
Hold on. So if you wouldn't take the jerseys with no number, the T-shirts ain't had numbers either.
Right, they let them write numbers on them. All I can think of my main brother. Trash! The hell?
Hold on, okay. So after they come back from halftime, what happened?
After they come up with halftime, they ain't got the Jones on. I'm doing backflips saying, bro, they ain't got the shirts on no more.
They back in the jerseys?
They back in the jerseys. All of a sudden, I'm smelling something. These motherfuckers. They done spray painted the goddamn thing. Squeak. I'm like, don't light no cigarettes on this. It's flammable everywhere. They done went to the store and got spray paint. Boy gonna be number 11 for the rest of his life. He wear them goddamn shoulder pads because it's spray painted on the shoulder pad because they got the big Rondell practice jeans on and spray painted it with silver. Now, Terrell, if you're watching, you know I said this to you on the mezzanine or whatever you want to call that. The game shouldn't have happened.
It shouldn't.
They should have never been able to check in, right? But I guess because that's the North Carolina people. Because, again, that was the North Carolina Giants, the NGC team, right?
So what, did them people just sweep the tournament?
I mean, when you won a 2 or 3 in every age group, you would.
We never played them folks in Battle of the Borders, have we?
Yeah, oh, that's right. They don't show up for Battle of the Borders. I think they're a UIFL team or something. I don't know for sure. But I don't think, and again, NGC, if you're watching, hey, it's fine, you won. The actual game was won, but it shouldn't have been played, and I'm going to stand by that. It shouldn't have been played.
Right.
Right. You see what I'm saying? It just shouldn't have been played. And if you are a reputable organization, you shouldn't have never allowed your team to be played like that. Your game to be played like that.
Because somebody could have went and got them jerseys.
Yeah, somebody could have left and went and got them jerseys. You know what I mean? I don't care if you do it the old school way and get some iron-on janks or something.
Yeah.
You could have did that. Everybody could have used the iron.
You could have found them.
They went from Monday to Thursday and had everything in between to get the jerseys and didn't show up with them. So they spray painted the jerseys. We came up short in that game. You know what I'm saying? It was some questionable situations.
Was the team actually good?
Yes.
Despite the
jersey situation, they were good. I could tell they had played together. They probably was more of a travel team than we were. All right. But we came to ball. We
definitely can't discredit what the GOATs have done this season.
Right. I think they changed up their offense a little bit. Word is the offense was coming over a phone. I don't know for sure. That's just what my sources tell me. I don't think you can coach like that. But they were in the game in the fourth quarter.
There?
I don't know who the OC is.
Oh. Time out.
I don't know who the OC is. But again, this is my opinion, guys. Get in the comments if you want to change my mind. I believe a coach needs to be able to coach. I believe all the outside noise need to be handled before or after the game. But while you're coaching, you should, especially these days, because I believe the kids feed off of what you're doing and how you're doing it.
Yeah.
So I believe if it's one voice, always, whether it's the right voice or the wrong voice, I believe it always should come from one person. I say this about that, and our teams need to understand that because that happens a lot with our teams.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's parents on the sideline, whether it's the other coaches. Why we always say Mike Atkinson had to do his best coaching job with no damn coaches.
When it was just him.
I believe some of these situations, it was one situation that I believe could have, and again, I'm not a coach, this is my opinion, I believe could have changed the tide of that 12U game. Imagine it's fourth down, we're down 18 to 12, right? They're backed up against their end zone on, let's say, the 20-yard line. It could be more or less, slightly, but I'm going to say the 20-yard line. We got them backed up as 4th and forever. Okay? They punted, which is a good thing to do, because as you should. They wanted to punt. Boom. They punt. We told our kid, don't mess with the ball. The ball rolls another, let's say, 16 yards. So now we're close to the 50 now, right? I personally think you tell that kid to get that ball. I don't care.
Yeah.
You tell him to get the ball. I don't care if you go down. Just we don't want more yards.
Right.
We go back, and it's a penalty on the play. Squeak.
On the punt?
On the punt.
Okay.
So we had the option. We can take the yardage out the punt, or we can make them punt it again. Mind you, in my opinion, our defense was biting. Our defense kept us in the game. Shout out Lil June, because Lil June had to D up they had a receiver that was way bigger. Right?
Yeah.
D'ing him up. Big 50 was doing his thing out there. We was defensively, we were really in the game. I had me feeling like we were gonna win this. So I feel like when my defense looking at an end zone, and then it was gonna be backed up again, and don't get it twisted. The punt only went 20 yards, and it rolled like another 15 yards.
Right.
I felt like because our offense wasn't on a premium. Yes, we did score, but I thought because our offense wasn't on a premium.
Let's take the yardage.
Yeah. Okay? Make them re-kick. We could get a block. They could shank it. Because it won't like this. They had a show enough kicker.
They have some returners. The Goats have some returners.
But it won't like they had this kick. It won't boots out there. You feel me?
I mean.
I don't know if they practice this a lot or whatever. It is youth football.
Yeah, nobody.
We've seen a lot of special teams. So I just felt like we had an opportunity right there to be closer for what we were trying to do. We had to run a lot of power and things like that. But I did talk to Sam after the game and let him know.
Hey, Sam. Look, we out here at the Spring Nationals, man. Just had a real tough loss, man. I mean, when I say tough, it's tough for me, too, man.
Hey, yeah, shout out to my Ron, too. What did do, Ron? That was a young man that got injured the other day.
Right now with such a tough loss.
Praising the line for you.
I'm trying to take it all in. The first game we played them, we lost 12-0, and then to battle the whole 4 quarters. And we gave them the type of work. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to run. They were lost. We the only team that scored on them this year. Right. We fought. The kids never gave up.
They didn't.
I'm hurt because I hate to see the kids hurt, and I hate to lose when we was right there.
Fact.
But the most I'm proud of all the kids. They played hard.
Well, look, you know what I mean? Because giving this little speech after the game, man, it's so tough to talk to these kids and these babies, because they are babies, they are kids. And these moms is out there, and we know they didn't spend their money to be out here. They didn't deal with what they had to deal with the whole game, then we turn around and we lose on a situation like that. Their biggest thing was they had 10 minutes. That's what they kept telling me. We got 10 minutes. You know what I mean? But in my eyes, I thought we should have got what we can get because our defense was biting. They're going to tell you something different. That's their team. I'm not the coach. It's just my opinion. So, hey, it is what it is. But if you feel something different again, I keep saying this, drop it in the comments. Yeah.
14U.
Well, 14U was a joke. All right, because
how many teams did they have?
14U, well, they had, I want to say 5 teams.
5 including the 13U.
Including the 13U team.
13U.
Okay, that they had to make amends for coming way out there from from Hopewell all the way out here with no teams. So they put them in, and it was a big mix-up. Come Saturday morning, which actually stopped us from doing anything that I would have actually talked nice about this game. But they messed that up because we had issues that morning. When they added the 13U, they just added it,
fumbled the brackets.
It messed up the brackets for what people was trying to do. All right, shout out to Coach Red from 14U Vikings. He don't run for no smoke. He's like he said, and he had a good point. If we're out here to play games, I don't care what game it is. We just spent our money. We out here to play games. But even Big Red, Coach Red know you can't please everybody. All right?
This was my third national tournament. All right, coming to play football in a national tournament, you got to be prepared for anything. All right, and that's what makes it so special. You might think you have a couple of games today, and then you might have off tomorrow. You might not. You got to be ready to go at a drop of a dime. We came out hot. We came out on a roll. We faced a strong 7-5, 17, and we tied those boys. It was a big game. That took a lot out of us. We came out yesterday, getting the schedule together. Chips didn't fall our way. We had an opportunity to make it work this morning, and we came up a little short. But my boys played hard. They did exactly what I wanted them to do. My team didn't have any quit in them. They didn't tap out. So I got accomplished what I want, and that was improving young men, making them work hard. I'm only playing in E2E, baby. They took care of me all week long, and I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, man. All right.
So the biggest.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Coach Red. I heard he tied the 757 Colts.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So he already was on deck for the 757 Colts game. Mm-hmm. That was already on the schedule. Mind you, he was supposed to play a game earlier that day, and it didn't happen because they weren't there. Mm-hmm. So he had to come back and do that game. Tied the 757 Colts, which ended up in the championship, we'll talk about in a few. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, coached the tail off in that game. Nobody thought he'd win that game. I'm sure some of his own players and stuff didn't think they could win that game.
Exactly.
Because we done seen the 757 Colts a lot. Mm-hmm. Being the fact that they're from Virginia.
Right.
But at the same time, when they added the 13U, and they tied the 757 Colts, which actually made them at the time the second or third. I think it was tied at the second seed. Our Spartans was always the top seed.
Number one. Yeah,
so,
they cruised through. I saw.
Yeah, to an extent. Again, we talk about the championship, but when they came in, they knew they had to play the 757. They tied with them and made them the second seed. Mm-hmm. We talked that next morning. Evidently, stuff happened overnight when they decided to put the 13U in. I was told they knew. They called all the coaches, had a round table type thing on the phone, I guess, and told them, asked them, and Red said it was good. Let's play it. All right? At the same time, that did change up how things was going to be played. And evidently at the time, Mike didn't like that part of everything.
Yeah, because it threw everybody from Virginia.
Right. As a strategic standpoint, it didn't really make sense because what ended up happening was they could have just left it at that and played the same type schedule. Because what hadn't happened was they ended up playing an extra game. But then had to play the same team the next day.
Next morning. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to CVT. CVT came out there, and they actually beat the Vikings 2 times. Mm-hmm.
He probably cussed them tournament folk out too. I can
I ain't gonna reveal that. I was on some of them 3-way calls. You know what I mean?
I can imagine.
Yeah, because again, we go back to the situation where it's just not right, and some of the situation, and what happens is you deal with it so much, you get frustrated, and you always want to be respectful, but it get to times where it's like, bruh, stop. You know, so yeah, so we ended up losing that game, and they lost to CVT. CVT was ended up matched up with the 757 Colts. The Spartans was ended up matched up with...
Don't tell me another NC Giants.
No.
Okay.
They ended up with... I can't remember. Was they from Delaware? I probably not know. They was from somewhere in North Carolina. There's no way they was from Delaware. There wasn't nobody else there but Virginia and North Carolina teams, which is something we do every year at Battle of the Border. So why should we have that as a national? Mm-hmm. So we come in, they come in and the Spartans win their game, so it's the big matchup. 757 Colts against the River City Spartans.
And remember after the Colts played the Stallions,
sorry.
Here, the 2 coaches linked up after the game and like, yeah, we gonna make something happen.
Right.
And nobody knew that this was gonna.
Right.
This was gonna be the way y'all.
But I remember Sam told me. Remember he came to us at the field and said, I wanted to play them.
Yeah, but the people don't answer that phone in a timely manner. That's what happened with that game. That game should have been played during the season.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. No, I liked it better this way because, man, look, Sam was in his bag.
I would love to have it on our own turf, though, but.
Sam was in his bag.
Oh.
Hey, look, this is the funniest thing. Sam probably, look, I don't know what kid it was. And that's a good thing, I guess. All I know is a parent was in the stands yelling, put such and such number. Let him run the ball. Let such and such run the ball. Man, he must have got Sham upset. Sham turned around like, look, say one more thing. He gonna be on the bench. The kid was in the game. Told him, say one more thing. He gonna be on the bench. I looked at Sham and said, look, man, what I gonna do? And I understood it, man. How you gonna ridicule me? Look, man, we in the championship.
I know. Hey,
Sam,
Sam, you gotta ignore the noise.
He do. But this, he said he usually do. But yeah, I even talked to one other coach. Said, yeah, he was laying
And
it on.
what time was this game? Because if that
Mind you, this game was at 11. And look, we didn't get out of there until 12:30.
Yeah.
This was the strip club edition national championship.
So everybody exhausted.
Right.
It's still hot.
It was a back and forth game. The Spartans showed it don't matter what league. If you good, you're good. You know, the 757 was talking to us stuff. They was UYFL champions last year, and we were AAU. Don't matter. That's just a couple letters. It's all about the Jimmy and Joes that's in them numbers. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So shout out to the Spartans because hey, look, Sham was in his bag. Sham, hey Sham, it was in your bag, boss.
Good
it was
job,
definitely
coaches.
in your bag. Coach Mike, and I forget my guy, man.
LeVar?
I'm sorry, big dog. He was with the Falcons last year.
LeVar?
Is it LeVar? Coach LeVar?
Diamond
calling him something different.
He's
Maybe
not a coach.
Huh?
He's not a coach.
Yeah, he is. I think. Anyway, he know who I'm talking about, man. Put your name in the comments. Let me know what your name is, man. The full name, coach. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody know what I'm talking about. The third
It's
coach.
LeVar. He's really tall.
No, I'm talking about the River City Spartans.
Yes, but he was with the Falcons.
Last year.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, LeVar.
And
Gotcha.
then too.
I don't think it's LeVar though. Anyway, shouts out to them. They brought us that gold. Which I got your ring too. I brought your ring back. We got rings.
Yeah.
They got those rings. They got that belt. So they did. They showed up and showed out. They saved E2E. They saved the day for E2E. Again, shouts out to everybody that went. We're working. We're working for you, working for our league to make sure that you don't have that situation again, not dealing with them cats. I'm just gonna be honest.
And
we're trying to do what we
lose,
can
don't be discouraged. Like you nobody could control or predict what that situation down there was gonna be like.
Yeah, they couldn't. And again, we try to fight. I can't throw nobody off the porch or nothing like that. I be wanting to throw them off the top of the bleachers or something like that, but to save my sanity and to keep my stress together, I'd rather just put our minds together and try to find something else that we can do for our teams and for our champions, or even the state of Virginia, period.
Right.
And come together and do something good. What I do want to say is, guys, if you like the podcast, like, share, and subscribe to it. Okay? It should be a little button right up. Well, it might be on that side. I don't know. Okay? I ain't got used to doing that yet. But should be a little button there, and you can get our notifications when we bring our new episodes and things of that nature, so you can see all that's going on in the youth sports and in Virginia and in just culture alone. You know what I mean, Squeak?
Si, senor.
Okay. Well. All right, Squeak. For E2E Squeak. I'm the Commish. We're going to wrap it up today. Love y'all. Make sure you sign up for E2E fall registration. Okay,
E2EFootball.org.
we building here. Love you guys. It's a wrap.
Watch us work. Watch us work. Watch us work. Watch us work.
The E2E family, the best of them. Just watch us work, we excel in the excellence. 80s on top when they checking in. Work hard all day, so crack doors for the heck of it. Gotta work hard, it's a process of betterment. If you got dreams, it's too eager for helping it. Play the next lethal, I'm back in my element. Found my Rob, he a travel up veteran.
Hey, hey.
Got to the bet, it's next season for big. We gotta have fun for one reason to keep.